programme is next, but first let's take a look ahead to Thursday afternoon when there's a chance to go off the beaten track with Claire Baldwin.
Ramblings is on the road again, or I should say off the road again. And a gorgeous golden tree. Alright, wild walks through the countryside and great company.
This place is kind of a geography of my imagination.
You were never allowed to be bored, but you always like that going for a walk. New series of Ramblings with me, Claire Baldwin.
This is Trade Reunited. It's just a walk.
On Radio 4 and BBC Sounds. Starts tomorrow afternoon at 3.
And this is BBC Radio 4. It's 6 o'clock on Wednesday the 19th of June. This is today with the Burns and the news.
Good to hear you. The headlines today. President Putin is holding talks with Kim Jong-un after being welcomed to North Korea with a huge ceremony in Pyongyang. The SNP is due to launch its election manifesto, setting out plans for what it calls a major investment in the NHS. Also, today's programme, an extraordinary conversation with 75-year-old Israeli hostage survivor Ada Sagi, seized from her home on October the 7th by Hamas gunmen brandishing Kalashnikovs. In her first UK interview 6 months on from her dramatic release, the lifelong peace activist talks to me about her harrowing 53-day experience and how it has completely removed her hopes for peace with Palestinians.
I don't believe in Islam. I don't believe. Sorry. I changed my mind.
We will find out about the world's most valuable company just before 7 o'clock, and perhaps tells us about the new and the world's smelliest car. Here's the David Attenborough to explain.
This is the biggest flower in the world. And it's sweet. Smell it, it smells very strongly of bad sin.
Live from Kew Gardens, where they have one. The festival is attracting crowds and a rather awful smell, but get it while you can, it's short-lived apparently. First though, let's get the BBC News read by Alan Smith.
President Putin has been welcomed to North Korea for the first time in more than 2 decades with a huge ceremony in the centre of Pyongyang. The Russian leader arrived in the early hours of the morning and was met with a red carpet, a bouquet of roses and an embrace from Kim Jong-un. State media said the pair discussed deepening ties and exchanged what it called their pent-up innermost thoughts. From Seoul, here's Shana Kalu.
As the welcoming ceremony for Putin began, pictures from the Russian state news agency RIA Novosti have shown dozens of balloons floating above the Kim Il-sung Square in the center of Pyongyang. The Russian president has a busy day ahead. After the welcome ceremony, a tea party and visit to an Orthodox church are on the agenda. A joint press conference is also expected. The two leaders, who've become increasingly isolated on the global stage, last met in September in far eastern Russia. But this is Mr. Putin's first visit to Pyongyang in more than 2 decades. The US and South Korea have accused North Korea of supplying Moscow with artillery and other equipment, most likely in exchange for food, fuel, and military technology. Both countries deny the existence of an arms deal and vowed last year to strengthen military ties.
Latest inflation figures will be published this morning, but the manager of the state of Kenya, before people getting polls in just over 2 weeks. In April, the rate was 2.3%. Analysts will be waiting to see if the level has fallen back to the Bank of England's 2% target for the first time in nearly 3 years. It's our economics editor from Sunnyside.
Rishi Sunak called the general election a month ago after April inflation figures showed a continued decline. This set for May could yet show the headline rate of inflation back at 2%, the Bank of England's target. It is sure to spark a significant debate among the main parties over what are the last big official economic statistics of the campaign. Conservatives will hope for inflation at or below target to underline the story of a turnaround. Labour will continue to press concerns about an ongoing cost of living crisis.
Labour has suspended one of its election candidates after reports of shared posts online casting doubt on Russia's role in the Salisbury postings and one which appeared to pro-death anti cynicism in the party during Jeremy Corbyn's leadership. Andy Brown will still appear next to the Labour logo on ballot papers because the deadline for nominations is closed. The Scottish National Party will launch its general election manifesto this morning with a call for UK government to increase spending on public services. Scotland's First Minister John Swinney will demand an end to what he'll call Westminster cuts and promise major investment in the NHS. And Scotland editor James Cook reports. The budget is determined in part by how much the spends on public services in England. So John Swinney is calling on the British government to increase spending on the English NHS by at least £10 billion a year to generate an additional £1 billion annually for NHS Scotland. The Assembly leader says his party's manifesto will also focus on measures to reduce the cost of living, tackle energy bills, and reverse the damage caused by Brexit. Sinn Féin is also setting out its manifesto to take the answers to the European Party of Britain. Its leader George Osborne described the manifesto as a bold and comprehensive plan to redistribute wealth. Representatives of the GLB will workers at Amazon's warehouse in Coventry as they prepare for a ballot that could force the retailer to manage to compute their work for the first time. This will vote next month on whether they will continue to negotiate on their behalf about pay conditions. The technology firm Nvidia has overtaken Microsoft on the world's most valuable to more than $3 trillion. It's almost the triple to Sir Janet Wadi.
Nvidia's stock has increased in value by more than 591,000% since it started trading on the US stock more than 20 years ago. The stunning surge points to how optimistic investors are about emerging AI technology and demand for the type of high-end processors Nvidia provides. But some investors question the sky-high value and worry the optimism around the company and its stock will evaporate if signs emerge of a slowdown in global spending.
One of America's greatest baseball players, Woody Bates, has died at the age of 93. He was all around amputation of the Giants in the 1950s. Based in New York and then in San Francisco. One moment from their victory in the World Series in 1954, legendary, he was sprinting in the outfield with his back to the ball and caught it over his shoulder in what's been known since as the catch. Thank you very much indeed. It's coming up to 7 minutes, but 6 now. What has the weather got in store? So Chris Fox can tell us more, Chris.
Thanks, Nick. Well, it's cheerier after our cold start to June, you might remember. The weather actually is perking up, and we've got a ridge of high pressure that's going to be bringing fine weather for most of us through the rest of this week. It's going to be a spell of sunshine as well. That said, across England and Wales this morning, we do have some patches of fairly low cloud. So quite a few areas. It is a rather cloudy start to the day, and hardly even big enough to give us an odd spit of rain in a few fog patches too. However, there's going to be no match for the strong June sunshine, which will gobble it up. And as we go through the day, those spells of sunshine become increasingly widespread across England and Wales, with temperatures today reaching highs between 17 and 21 degrees Celsius. It will feel warm in that June sunshine. However, we do have some fairly high levels of pollen to watch out for today. So for those that suffer from hay fever, be sensitive to glass and metal pollen, will could be one of those days. For Northland, a fine sunny start to the day, and the low will change just below patches of cloud coming and going, but mostly a sunny day. The temperatures here reaching high of 19 degrees Celsius with a warm in June sun. In Scotland, again, there's a few patches of cloud this morning, giving an odd spit of rain up over the hills, the southern uplands. Otherwise, it's mostly a dry start to the day. As we go through the afternoon, spells of sunshine become widespread. The only real exception is across the Scottish Islands, where bring some windy weather conditions, gusts to the 30 miles an hour, and a threat of just a few patches of rain. Otherwise, it's dry. Temperatures 17 to 19 degrees, and it's fine weather. It's set to last for most of us for the rest of the week. It's latest.
Thanks very much. Let's take a look through the what's going on. The Daily Telegraph says Conservatives have seized upon comments by Sir Keir Starmer, which appear to suggest his manifesto commitment to not increase taxes on ordinary people only apply to those who don't have money set aside. In a radio interview yesterday, Sakir described what he meant his work with those who rely on public services and don't really have the ability to write a cheque when they get in trouble. But the Telegraph and the Times both quote the Chancellor Jeremy Hunt as saying Labour's true plans have been let slip to raise taxes across the board.
The front page of the Mail also leads on Labour and tax, saying the party has what it describes as a secret tax rise dossier. The Express carries a warning from Rishi Sunak that Labour will ponder savers' accounts within weeks of securities.
Clear note of the Guardian, its front page focuses on Labour's plans to private care homes to cut hospital rates. It says the party will innovations already happening in the hospitals.
The Financial Times looks beyond the elections. It says Conservative leadership hopefuls are courting candidates and building grassroots support as they jostle to replace Rishi Sunak once the country's gone to the polls. One insider is quoted as saying the shadow boxing has begun. The paper says party figures expect Mr Sunak to give up his leadership if the predicted Labour landslide occurs.
Britain, 20 years behind Europe on cancer care, says the Telegraph. New analysis produced by Macmillan Cancer Support says survival rates for some types of cancer in the UK is stuck in the noughties and trails decades behind countries such as Denmark and Norway.
The Eye says the government has held secret talks about financial problems at the French group Atos, described as one of the UK's main IT suppliers. Officials are concerned if the firm's UK arm collapses, some public services could be disrupted, such as NHS appointments. The extent of the problems facing Atos in the UK is unknown, says the paper, but the parent company said in April it was facing debts of more than £3 billion. Last week it said it would go ahead with a financial restructuring.
The Telegraph reports that the former Justice Secretary, Sir Robert Buckland, has called for an amnesty on more than 20,000 people who were given criminal convictions for breaking COVID rules. Sir Robert, who oversaw the courts during the pandemic, has said states should be wiped clean rather than risk people's career prospects with convictions handed out in what he calls an exceptional time.
So Ian McKellen's recovery after he fell off the stage earlier this week is featured in many of the papers. The 85-year-old lost his footing whilst performing in a fight scene during the performance of Player Kings in London. He's expected to return to the show tomorrow. The Times, The Guardian, The Mail all use variations of the phrase the show must go on.
And The Sun says half of the Premier League trophy has been replaced after it was stolen. The paper says thieves in Belgium took a case containing the base and the crown in late 2022, and it's believed that the missing part may have been put.
It is coming up to 12 minutes past 6. That is the sound this morning from Central Square in Pyongyang. President Putin has arrived in North Korea. He was greeted with a bear hug by the country's dictator Kim Jong-un and huge crowds in that Central Square. Shai Makhalil, our correspondent, is watching. Quite a moment, Shai.
Yes, smiles, hugs, red carpet, red roses. This morning, Pyongyang's Kim Il-sung Square buzzing with color and activity as both leaders attended a welcoming ceremony, and these huge crowds waving and chanting "Welcome Putin." North Korea and Russia friendship as they waved what looked like paper flowers at both leaders. To send a message of the optics, we are not as isolated as you taught us to be. West and the United States, we have friends that we can rely on. We can rely on each other. Now, though, we understand that the two men sat down for talks, and herein lies the core of this relationship. It is essentially a relationship of mutual benefit. Those two men have very urgent shopping lists to hand one another. North Korea, with its depleted economy, needs food. It needs fuel. It needs foreign currency. But also Kim Jong-un wants technology. He wants satellite technology for his spy satellite program. Pyongyang failed to launch a satellite into orbit, a spy satellite into orbit in May. So this is something that he's going to ask Russia, which despite all the restrictions and sanctions, it is in a position to help with.
It's unlikely, isn't it, Shai, that they will spell out this deal at the end of the talk. They'll say something grand about reshaping a multipolar world.
Yes, away from the control of the West at that. And analysts here, for example, are saying that we're likely to see a joint declaration calling for military security and economic cooperation. But I think think at the heart of it, this is what they need. We're not going to see details about what Russia needs in terms of munition or what Pyongyang needs in terms of technology and money, but we know that this is what they're short on. And in the past, they said that they want to fortify military cooperation. Remember, they're limited because of sanctions, but also because of what China, their mutual benefactor, is going to allow.